3 months ago, I was lying on the living room couch, attempting to get some homework done. Outside, late evening had begun to transition into true night. The sun had almost completely disappeared over the horizon. Darkness flooded through the house, the type of dull, orange-tinted darkness that can descend on a home that relies purely on natural light during the day. When I was a kid, turning a light bulb on before the sun had set was a cardinal sin. The waste of electricity gave my dad palpitations. That said, money wasn't an issue anymore, hadn't been for a long while. I was free to drive up the electricity bill to my heart's content and no one would have batted an eye. Still, I couldn't stomach the anxiety that came with turning them on early. Old habits die hard, I guess. When I had arrived home from the day's classes at a nearby community college, I was disappointed to find that Mom was still at her cancer doctor appointment, which meant I was alone with Antonio. His room was on the first floor, directly attached to the living room. The door was ajar and unlatched, 3 differently shaped locks dangling off the knob, swinging softly in a row like empty gallows. Through the open door, down a cramped, narrow hallway, I spied him sitting on the side of his bed, staring at the wall opposite to his room's only window. He didn't greet me as I entered the living room, didn't so much as flinch at the stomping of my boots against the floorboards. That wasn't new. Sighing, I dropped my book on the floor aside the couch and buried my face in my hands. I couldn't concentrate on my assigned reading, futilely rereading the same passage over and over again. My mind kept drifting back to Antonio, that immortal, living statue gawking at nothing only a few feet away from me. It was all so impossibly peculiar. The man cleaned himself, ate food, drank water. According to his doctor, he was remarkably healthy for someone in their mid-90s, too. He was on track to make it 100, maybe more. But he didn't talk, not anymore, and he moved only when he absolutely needed to. His sessions with all the grieving townsfolk had long since come to an end because of his mutism. Eli's parents, for whatever it's worth, were the last to go. His strange candlelight vigils from within the circle of birdhouses hadn't ended with the sessions, though. I'd seen another taking place the week prior as I pulled out of the driveway in my mom's beat-up sedan, on my way to pick up a pack of cigarettes. The thought of him surrounded by his birdhouses in dead of night doing God knows what made a shiver gallop over my shoulders. When I pulled my head from my hands, the sun had fully set, and house had darkened further. I couldn't see through the blackness into Antonio's room. I snapped out of my musings and scrambled to flick on a light, gasping with relief when it turned on and I saw his frame glued to the same part of the bed he had been perched on before, as opposed